guys, so today I'm doing a tutorial for this crazy curly wavy hair that I was wearing in my January favourites and my one palette, one brush tutorial. This was requested by Miss Blissful Oblivion. Miss Blissful Oblivion. It's 9 in the morning and it's snowing, I can't talk today. So yeah, here it is. It's just a really easy way to curl your hair with no heat, no damage. All you need is wet hair and some clips. So I like to use these 2-prong curling clips. You could also use curvy grips, but they do leave kinks in your hair, so I only use curvy grips down the back for the really fine hair. If you really wanted, you could use baubles, like really small hair elastics, but they're just going to be way more difficult to take out the next morning, so yeah. So styling wise, I just use some kind of oil or hair serum while my hair is wet, and then when it's dry I use black and white Flico, which is just a pomade. I don't really like this one, it smells a bit coconutty, but it's what I've got and it works really well, so I use it until it's run out, and then I'll try and find one that smells better, because I've heard there's one that's really good that smells like strawberries, which is way better. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you later. Bye! Okay, so the first step in this hairstyle thing is just to put any kind of hair oil, like argan oil or serum that you like through your hair. Obviously we're not going to be using any heat in this tutorial, so you don't really need as much as you would normally use, and you don't need a heat protectant. So the next thing is just to get your parting in your hair, just simply because once everything is all twirled up, it'll be very set in where it wants to go, and it's not going to be easy to get parting in. So, hang on. Sorry, I have a mirror over here. Let's get that brush flat. And there we go. Right. Okay, so once your hair is all sitting pretty, just choose a point to start with. To be honest, there is no precision with this look. Grab yourself a handful of these, you know, the curling clip type things, and I've also got a few curvy grips as well. I'll explain why as we go through. So just choose a section. The bigger section you take, obviously the quicker you'll be done, but also the bigger and looser the curls will be. So just brush it through, and I angle it up the way just so you don't end up with too much of a flat section on top, and then you literally just need to twirl it. So I don't be very precise when I do this, so I don't like grid off my hair and make sure they're all the same size and same direction. I actually like it looking a bit crazy, to be honest with you. So as you keep twirling, it'll just twirl around on itself. It's not being very easy to see here. And then once you get where it's not really going to twirl anymore, just get yourself a curling clip and pin it in place. So you're just going to work your way around doing that. As I said, the larger is, the bigger and looser the curls are going to be, but also at the same time the longer it's going to take to dry, so bear that in mind, especially if you've someone whose hair takes longer to dry anyway. So there you go. So I'm only going to do a couple of these on camera and then just come back tomorrow morning and show you the result. So the reason I said I also have a couple of curvy grips is just that when you're doing areas such as down here at the nape of your neck, I just don't find it quite as comfy to have pin curl clips down there, and also the hair is just a bit thinner and it doesn't grip quite as well with the pin curl clips, so I prefer to do that with a curvy grip. So yeah, also with my fringe at the front here, I actually leave that loose. I don't like having that curled up, so I leave that straight. Obviously if you did end up with, you know, bits of that curled up that you didn't want to be curled up, you can always just straighten them, but you know, what's the point if you can just leave them out? Right, so you can kind of see here there's literally no pattern. So this is one of the sections, like down here, this bit. As you can see, that's almost dry already, just because it is such, it's just finer hair down there. Is that just me or is that everybody? But so yeah, that's an area I would definitely be using Kirby Grip for instead, or a bobby pin if you're American. And I always just comb the sections through, just because when it's curled this tightly, brushing your hair is just not a good move to make. So as you can see, this is really simple. It can be a bit time consuming if you have longer or thicker hair, but since it requires no thought, you can literally stick a film on and sit and do this and go to sleep, and you've got crazy curls in the morning. So I'm going to stop filming now because it is getting to the stage of, you know what's going on. I'm just going to do the same then this side, and I'll come back in the morning. Hi guys, so it's now the next morning and my hair is all dry. So this is pretty much what you should end up with when you're finished winding, but wetter. So for taking it out, I always start at the back, which is the ones that have Kirby grips in them, just because it's, as I said, the finer hair. So when I'm taking it out, I always take a product like this. This is just black and white hairdressing pomade, Plugo stuff, and just take a bit on my finger and just rub over my hands, just so my hands are coated with it. So then as you're, unwinding your little bits, it's kind of getting any flyaways down as you go. So had a clip in it. So as you take these out, as you can see, it's kind of like in big lumps, so you really want to separate it as well. Obviously if you've done bigger sections of hair, you're going to have to separate it more, and sometimes they stick together. So as you can see, that was a bigger section, it's a bit looser. I got 3 bits out of it. And this one's at the back, so you're not going to see it. So my fringe is now a perfect example of why I don't use Kirby grips for all of this. Because my fringe was irritating me when I was sitting in bed last night, painting my nails and stuff like that. And I shoved the Kirby grip in it, and it now has this big kink in it. Luckily it just kind of makes it match in today, but if all my hair looked like that, I'd be pretty miffed. Would not be happy. So yeah, and that's a big loose bit that I hadn't noticed. Yay. So if you have particularly thick hair, you might find that some bits are still a bit damp, but to be honest, they'll just continue to dry as you go about your day anyway, so it's fine. If you put something like shrink wrap or perming lotion, shrink wrap? No. Foam setting lotion, wrap lotion, that's the one, foam wrap lotion, I knew there was wrap in it. If you put something like that in before you do this, obviously you'll get a lot more hold, but to be honest, this holds me all day, and I usually wake up with curly hair the next day as well, so unless you have hair that really doesn't hold, I wouldn't say it's necessary. So I'm nearly done. How many have I got left? Like 5? So just for the record, obviously I mentioned in the intro that this is a request video. At least I hope I mentioned it in the intro. I've not filmed it yet. So at the moment I was on a temporary contract at work that's finishing up on the 20th, which is in a week. So if you guys have any more requests, put them in, because I'm going to have loads of time. So having something to do would be nice. So 3 left. Oh, and you guys remember I was in crutches a while ago? I have to go to the hospital tomorrow because I got my foot re-x-rayed and they left a random bit of bone in there, so that's fun. So I get to go see a surgeon tomorrow to discuss what we're going to do about that. So, yay! You just re-x-rayed it when you took the cast off a year ago. It really was like a year ago. Ridiculous. Right. So that is the finished product. As you can see, I get nice little bumpy bits here in mine. So you probably want to take your fingers and kind of lift the top up, because it tends to sit a bit flat because of the way this works. And then with me, I tend to either, you know, pin the sides back or have a half pony or put a hairband on. At the moment, hairband wise, I'm loving these wire scarf type ones. Obviously I'll leave my fringe in the front. You could always use a normal hairband or a big flower clip or whatever, but that's what I want to do today. And since it's me in the video, this is what you're stuck with. So, yeah, as you can see, crazy curls with very little effort, no heat, no damage to your hair. What more could you want? So, bye guys!